So we're not going to be long, but we're going to be certainly thorough and to the point. I talked about kiss and tell in the email. It's in the description when you sign in. We've lost something over the last 30 months or so, and it's time that we address it. If we address it, I'm telling you, the opportunity for success is there. It's there for the grabbing, it's there for the having. So make sure, I guess I need to test. I need to make sure you can hear me. I know I had one time this year so far where I was going for about 20 minutes and nobody could hear a thing. Let me know. Just go ahead and just give me a number 0 if you're able to hear me. That would be great. Testing. If you could hear me, give me number 2 or number 0. Give me something so I know. Okay, good. Okay, fantastic. All right. Well, and see me. I'm guessing you can see me too. Okay, good deal. So, as I prepare to get started, we're gonna take a little walk here together as we kick off this campaign in 2020 for not just less is more, but this whole idea of keeping it simple, because we lost something somewhere along the line. People have spread the lie that success is for the grabbing and the taking. All you have to do is join and pay, and that's it. Join and pay and stay away. Set it, forget it. And I'm here to tell you that nothing could be further from the truth. And tonight you're going to see practical reasons why. It's just it's how we were created. It's, oh geez, having my slides jumping around. I don't want to see myself. There we go. So it's not just who we are. It's about the possibilities of what in the world is there for you. You haven't seen it, but I'm going to walk you through it. Let's just look backwards. We know that the jump that crossed $500 and $600 for Bitcoin in late 2016, August of 2016, took it up to, it crossed over 1,000 for a day, or over 700 for a day or two in August of 2016. This is the beginning of it. But then cryptocurrency itself, not just Bitcoin, cryptocurrency and ICOs went on a swing of things. And don't worry, I'm going to tie it in. I don't want you to leave me for a minute. I want you to catch this. It was there because we had a huge demand put on us to create software for these types of things. Along the line, a few were quite brilliant, but very short term in their brilliance, and started creating MLM, multi-level marketing, business opportunities where people could be successful. The short-term view of it was just pay and get in, and you double your money. You don't have to do anything except pay. By the way, one of the ways to identify if any of us are going to be ripped off, one of the ways that we can identify if that's going to happen anytime soon is that we don't have to participate in what's going to happen for us. This is not just a biblical principle, it is a fact of life. And we know we wouldn't tolerate it in our household. But let me tell you business-wise, because I want you all to understand, we're going to keep it simple. I'm going to get to the slides, and we are in a what I call a kiss and tell campaign. And in this kiss and tell campaign, I don't want you to miss a thing. Yes, we've heard of the company, I think it was called Gladicoin. From that one company that lasted about 6.5 months, right? I'm pretty sure they said it got close to $1 billion in what it created. I don't know that that's true, but I believe it's likely. Here's what I do know. I know that birthed a ton of companies and ICOs, and everyone said, we got to do it fast. We got to make the money fast. And it required nothing from the individual. It was, watch this now. It wasn't even keeping it simple. There was nothing to keep. All you have to do is pay. And that's where the world went. Still there. Many of you, if you've been burned or you've said, hey, you know what? You did the same thing. You joined something. All you have to do is pay, and you get paid a percentage every day from now on, and it just died on you. Certainly, I would love for you to give me your feedback. I'm not making this stuff up. I want you to see not only what you have, but what will happen in 2020, not just for us, but it's going to happen for you too, if you were willing to participate in your success. So give me number one. If you recognize this, you saw what happened. So about 3 years ago, it happened. And for sure, you put money in, you start getting paid every day. Then it disappeared. Not many. I don't know if anybody didn't experiment a little bit. If you have, yes, of course you did. But you're not the only one. Others who are here did too. Well, I'm here to tell you, I'm not going to pretend for a minute. Yes, I could probably create the better part of either $750 million or so if I created one that made it only last a year. I could do that. But I want you to note, it makes no sense. Anything that is for you that doesn't involve you, right? You got to know if it's business anyway. Now, if you love your parent, that's different. But if it's business, if it's for you and you're going to do well and it doesn't involve you or your participation, you got to run. And we're going to keep it simple. Our campaign is all about you. I introduced last night our new funnel that's for you. And it's not anything less than keeping it simple. Now, here's why you want to keep it simple. You want to keep every single thing simple, but down to the basic fundamental elements of business. And those fundamental elements look like this. Number one, in strategy. See, if all you have to do is pay, and then someone's going to give you a spillover, or you're going to get a percentage here and there, or something like that, that is not long-term. That cannot work. Could you imagine? It's time to have a baby, and all you have to do is have it. The rest is taken care of by itself. Baby's going to feed itself, use the bathroom on its own. It's going to develop. It doesn't. Nothing in life that has longevity and great value can last that way. So here's what I want you to know. You require strategy. The strategy doesn't come from the company. The company provides resources. You as a business person, those who grab a hold of a strategy and work it in conjunction with resources and tools that a company provides, that's who succeeds. And this works so well, that concept works so well that it works even if a company's bad, that works. There are many people who have a company that have zero product, have nothing going on, but because they're being strategic, they're owning the responsibility. They're keeping it simple in their strategy. So, well, I don't know what my strategy is. Well, there are some simple ones. By the way, you can go to our YouTube channel. I'm lending a lot in which you can adopt a strategy, right? You can adopt a strategy and run with it. You can create your own or complement one, but you can do that. You must participate yourself in order to see the success and have it keep hitting your front door over and over again. So you want to keep the strategy simple, but we don't want to stop there. That would be quite, what word am I looking for, Tony? It'd be elementary. It would be basic. It would be, it's not enough. It's linear. We want to take it to another step and look at our wording, our messaging. Our messaging. Can I tell you something? If you have to make your strategy and your messaging something that is outside of you and not true, right? Unfortunately, it don't stand a chance. So your messaging has got to be realistic. So you can tell people what they call this lifestyle marketing. Personally, I'm not a big fan of it. I like things that are tangible. I believe in things that are tangible that, hey, listen, if I'm a single dad, right, who lost my spouse to cancer, or I'm a young adolescent whose parents divorced while I was in college and I have to drop out soon, I need to find some money. What's good for me is something that I can grab a hold of and work with. Seeing you live on a beach in front of a Maserati, a Ferrari, your Beamer, your Mercedes, that's beautiful, but that is not strategy. That's not wording. I know it's being taught nowadays to make people want to be you, the fake you, not the real you. See, the fake you gets all those things or goes to a car lot and takes pictures and puts it on your wall so people think it's you, and then you think people are going to sign up because of that. And when they sign up because of that, all they do is sign up. There's nothing that happens for them. There's no success because it's based on something that's artificial and there's zero foundation. And now what you do is you become a part of the problem. The company you say ripped you off, you become equally as guilty. You ripped someone off because you played a game of pretend, and now someone paid you real money that they could have used for their health, their family, or something else. We can change it. We can keep it simple. Let's provide a strategy that's based on substance. What have you got? One of the reasons we created that new funnel is because we wanted to give people substance long before they ever think of paying. We want them to know that it's something they can do too. You could do that too, by the way. Any of you could do that. So, as we look at the strategy, we look at the last 3 years. Yes, many will tell you, oh man, I remember the heyday just 2 years ago. I made over. Guy told me he made over 280 Bitcoin in a system like that, and he's been chasing it ever since. And just in 2019 alone, he joined over 9 companies. And most guys will do that with the hopes of getting comped in. Every time another company pops up, they say, I'll join it if you comp me. And before you know it, you got all these free accounts, and then they want you to pay and pretend it make you think that they got so much money they bought and didn't, and you are supposed to give up, I mean, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 in Bitcoin. I'm telling you, we can begin with the end in mind, be integrable from the beginning, have a strong strategy, wording that matches where our music matches our message. That's just as simple as can be. Here's what I can tell you. I'm new at it, but you want to see success, I'm going to give you access to a free account. Log in. You will see year after year people being successful. Log in and check it out yourself. In fact, someone will be there. There are some private coaches on hand that will even help you. Just log in and see. That's simple. Without hyping it up, pretending to be a comp plan expert, right? Without any of those things, you literally have a tremendous opportunity. So we've got to switch it around. We have to change the culture together. And we have to do it by keeping it simple, not being a part of the problem. You see, we can keep it fake, right? That's not keeping it, that's not KISS, that's KIF. Keeping it fake. That's when I go to the airport and they're allowing touring on that day. They allow me to sit in the airplane. I get my phone and put it by the private jet and take a picture. And that's when I go and I'm at the mall, and there's this guy with this amazing, let's just say Rolls Royce. And I ask him, please, I won't touch it, but can I take a picture in the car? Take a picture by the car, then you post on your Facebook. That's KIF. KIF. Now you want people to sign up with you and spend their hard-earned money. In many cases, the people I've been talking to have spent their retirement chasing KIF, what they think is real, and all we have to do is keep it simple. See, if you give people substance and they can benefit from it, they're going to keep coming back. So, strategy. Let's have a real strategy. How about this? All I can tell you is, like the woman at the well, all I know is I joined, and before they ever asked me for money, they helped me. They worked with me. And more than that, I was given a plan that I could work with. Not just products at the end of it, but they actually are working with me to help me to make money. They didn't forget me after I signed up. After I virtually slept with them, they didn't abandon me. That's what you have to plug in. Let's keep it simple in our strategy, in our wording. Why wording? Messaging is everything. The message has got to match the music. When I think of wording, I think of turning down the hype and turn up the productivity. It's so interesting. We have a world now where everybody wants to ask, be careful how I say this. They want to ask those who don't know to do something that they would never do. I've had my share of conversations in the last 3 years, and the most common conversation is, I'm so good at what I do, I shouldn't have to pay. But I'm going to find retirees, single parents, I'm going to find those that are struggling and tell them they need to pay. I'm here to tell you all, we can shift the culture. If you're ready for it, good. If you're not, if it embarrasses you, makes you uncomfortable, makes you mad at me, I'm okay with that too. But somebody's got to speak the truth, or we're going to have a lot of people who are going to be proving that MLM, home business, cryptocurrency is all a fraud. That's what people are going to believe if somebody doesn't start doing it right. If you get that, type it in number 3. Type it in number 3 if you get that. We have to tone down the fake stuff. Let's be real. And let's say, you know what? All I can tell you is, if you only made $100, say that. You don't have to go to Photoshop and create a $10,000 check and fake it. We could do this the right way. So, yeah, I say tone it down. Turn up the productivity. What's the productivity? That's the part that involves you. This is the part that was taken out of the equation a few years ago. And is it sad? It's very sad. Where people will call something a fraud that doesn't magically happen for them. And for the first time in history, we have a generation who believes that showing up for college is enough. They don't have to do the work. Person wants to be wealthy, and television, entertainment, happy hour gets more time than. Let me tell you something. I've taken years to build up what I possess. And that's a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of hard work. For someone to tell me they're going to get there and sustain it just by magically attending, that is not it. You have to participate in it, or your funds will run from you. So let's tone down the hype. At Ingreso Cybernetico, we are pleased with those of you who set up times for these coaching sessions so we can work with you. That's important to us, not just because we care about you. We need others to see that anyone can do it who applies themselves. The problem of the last couple of years isn't that it doesn't work. It's that you expected it to work without applying anything but your money. It's a true fact. I guess a true fact, that's an oxymoron. It's a fact, or it's true, but not it's a true fact. So I say that because when we get to the point where we can tone down the hype, the honest God truth is, I don't know how much different that is than the guy who, in order to try and get attention, goes and hires a supermodel to take pictures, be seen in public, and then puts that out there. Hopefully they'll get a contract or get attention from the right person. All that stuff is what I call KIF. That's keeping it fake and funky. We can keep it simple. And I don't want to say stupid. It's simple, slick, right? So what we are expecting to see, we're expecting to lock arms and partner with you guys so that the right message is there. This is my own personal belief. I don't want to ask someone to do something that I am not willing to do myself. I am telling you that I spent year after year doing whatever it took to learn how to prospect, to learn how to do things, to learn how to get my site, to learn how to email message. And we're willing to show you and teach you. But if you want success at the end of this year and you didn't want to apply yourself, trust me, I don't care what someone tells you. And just because they ask you for more money doesn't mean that that you're going to get it. In fact, the opposite's true. You're less likely to get it if all you're doing is paying. So I want to keep it positive. Tone down the hype. Turn up the productivity. And here's where I wanted to get you. It's called reach and it's called frequency. If you can work on this, one of the fundamental cores of marketing is ensuring that you have a high reach and frequency. That's essential. And you can't have that if you're not involving yourself. What do you mean, Dwayne? I mean the number of people that your message reaches and the frequency of how often, that determines everything. Some of you didn't know it, but there are marketers that have a high reach to you and a frequency. What do you mean? I mean that when you log into YouTube, their ads are following you. When you log into Facebook, their ads are following you. You get an email message in your inbox. They're reaching you. And they have a high frequency. So it's several times a day. They invited you into their group. They've got a Facebook group. You just go to Instagram to check your family's profile, and next thing you know, you see them there. They're hitting you all times of day. The highest reaches and frequencies create the greatest amount of money. Now, I want you to note this. You don't have to be a major corporation to do that. You don't have to be top Johnny Dog marketer. You could be anyone and have a high reach and frequency. And we believe that you should know. The reason we talk about having a page isn't because we want you to use a page builder. I don't care about that. We already told you we'll make them for you to submit something. The idea is you need one so you can have something that you can, when you give people a frequent message, they can go click and link, click and click. When they click, they're going to either opt in. When they opt in, we show you how to write the email messages or even help you by letting you adopt some of ours so you can actually reach people. Some of you are like, I don't know, my sales are down. Guess what? If you go back and look at how often you're reaching people, right? And then how many you're reaching, the answer is there. Because if you do the math on it, the math is easy. You can take and look at the what's it called? The oh man, I just went on a blank. You can take a look at the number of messages you sent out or the many things you've had out there. And when your communication to the marketplace goes down, so does your feedback from the marketplace. Your feedback must be up. You go to your YouTube channel, right? You've been looking at stuff, but you haven't posted anything in a while. All right. You may have a Instagram. You may have, so I'm telling you, you have all the means to have a high reach and frequency. What are you going to do about it? We're going to set up a training, a reach and frequency series that I want you all to attend so you could master this. This is how you can be nobody and be somebody. I worked really hard to stay under the radar and be a nobody for years. You guys are like, I don't know this Dwayne Golden guy. Who is he? It's funny. I love that. That's what I want. But nevertheless, it doesn't keep me from owning the different things I own and have built the things that I built. It's proof that you don't have to be anybody to do that. Came from a family of 9, a poor African American from central Pennsylvania. That's it. I've been able to apply principles that are bigger than me. I don't have to do KIF. I can do KISS. Now, I don't know if you guys really grasp on why this message is essential. I just pray that you do understand it. I pray that you guys will commit to being strategic. It's not enough to join a company. Okay, I'm in. I'll attend a few webinars and that's it. What are you doing about it? Allow us to help you. Yes, you're here. That's great. Now the question is, what are you going to do about it? What can we do together about it? That's where the synergy comes in. If you believe that just because you're not the guy or the gal on the internet, every time they post something, they already earn $300,000 to $400,000 a month, that means it's not for you. I've got news for you. You have 24 hours in a day also. You have 168 hours a week also. The difference in many of these things are what do you do with it? So what? You're in. So what? You join and have a free account. Where'd you go from there? What are you doing next? Maybe you actually have a paid account. What are you going to do with that? Are you happy that that's all you did? Which has been the message for the last 3 years. Are you going to do something? If you're going to do something, don't let grass grow under your feet. Almost 2 of the months of 2020 is already gone. Have you been watching? Are you guilty of just watching? Or are you going to dive in? I proudly would tell you, I will work and bleed with you. I would tell you that there's countless nights. I have no problem. Many of my colleagues and my offices are in other parts of the world that when it's daytime, their daytime is about another hour and a half, 2 hours. It's just starting for them. So I have to be up in multiple different time zones. That's what it requires to have what I have, to be what I want to be what I am. That's what it requires. What does what you want require from you? Are you ready for it? If you're ready for it, type in number 4. If you're ready to go after this thing and keep it simple, type in number 4. Go after it. Don't take no for an answer. Go after this thing. But you can't do it attempting to keep it fake and keep repeating that same cycle. They call it shiny eyeball syndrome. There's this new thing. I just saw it. Okay, I'm in. What I gotta pay? All I do is pay. And they're up front. They tell you, dude, all you gotta do is pay. That's it. When people tell you that, you have to look at them. Does this make sense to you? Does it? Okay. Anyway, I love it. Wow. How many fours are you going to put? I love it. Anyway, I mentioned tonight that not only wouldn't I be brief, that I would be brief, but I want you to understand there needs to be a simple, consistent message out there, and we want to have it. You can either, we don't care if you're on board or off board, but we do know you need to hear it. I learned years ago that the people who actually do care about me will tell me things that don't make me comfortable. They will tell me things that stretch me and things that will help me to change my behavior. I'm certainly doing that this evening, praying that it does make a difference. So keep everything simple. You don't have to have, some people believe they got to have, I got to have this kind of system, I got to build this kind of funnel, then I got to get these kind of things. Before you know it, they tell themselves they have to have at least $1,500 worth of things to get started. They don't know that it's an early on principle. Be faithful over a few things so you can be ruled over many. Just work with what you have, all right? Keep it simple. You think, I got to master the comp plan. I got to learn how these parts work, that part works. No, keep it simple. Hey, look, all I can tell you, you'll learn all about it when you get free access. Go ahead, go create a free account right now. That's what you do. Then the system can do that. Either work with them and tell them. Simple strategy, simple wording. How are you going to do it? Well, you're going to do it by toning down the hype. You don't have to have the fake things out there. I think go back 40 years tonight, Chris. If you think about that, what would people have done if they were told that they have to actually pretend? In order to be successful, you have to pretend to be successful. And then everybody left the workout. Now we've got more people with fake titles. We've got more people with fake photos, more people with all this stuff, and nobody's working anymore. What has happened? No wonder people don't take pride in wealth, and it just lasts a month or two. We can change that. If you're with me, I'm ready to run. I'm ready to run with you. Let's do it. If you're in our system through our free access, please schedule a coaching session so we can help you. We want to help you get started on what's next for you. Whether it is how to have a high reach and frequency, what that strategy should be, and certainly messaging, which is essential. If you haven't done this before and you're new at it, you might need some assistance. Let us help you. Then, of course, let's take the leap. Instead of throwing money at everything that comes down the pike, let's start throwing you at it. Let's apply you. Let's apply the skills you bring. Let's apply whatever knowledge you have. Let's apply the experiences from the town you came from. Let's apply that to business and see if the rest of them are lying to you. Let us see. I'm here to tell you, it takes more than money, more than good looks, more than being strong or tall or having a college degree. I'm telling you, it takes you. What are you going to do about it? This is Dwayne Golden. I'd love your feedback. If you have any comments or questions, I'm open for it. Go ahead and share. It's just high time. It's got to stop now. It's only February. Let's not continue it. Let's make sure when it comes to January 1st, we want to have some I'm glad I did in the house. Any questions? Great. If you have no questions, type in number 2. I'm going to go ahead and shut down. And I thank you guys for being here. Let's rock and roll together. Oh, I didn't realize my screen wasn't even showing. Woohoo! All right. You have any questions? Let me know. If you don't, okay, let's rock and roll. God bless you guys. Thank you for being here. I'm so grateful for you. Let's move forward. I actually have a private interview going on tomorrow. I'm doing that private interview. I was going to do it live, but I think I'm going to do it a recorded version, and then I'm going to send everyone in preparation for the live webinar. It's about your smart products, how you can begin already making at least a few $100s a week using smart products. Why not? I was going to do it live, but I'm positive I'm going to do it in recording format so I can get more content out of it with the guests who I haven't done a webinar with in a while. I want to make sure we can get as much content as possible. So, God bless you. Have a great night.